Have you ever taken parenting classes and think, oh my goodness, what have I got myself into here? I've actually taught parenting classes and taken parenting classes. And let me ask you this. Do you think kids learn better from what you tell them, or do they learn better from what they see? Think back when you were a child. Were your parents hypocritical? Did they tell you to do as I say and not as I do? If you heard that, drop me some comments, because I heard that so many times. And I couldn't figure out, okay, so why would I want to not do what you're doing when you're doing it in front of me? You are totally lying to that person right in front of me. But then when I lie to you, I get in trouble. See the problem here? I learned that lying was okay. Little white lies. No, lying's not okay. It's not okay. Does your kids maybe think the same about you? Reflect on how you were raised. Are you using what you learned to be a better parent, or are you just copying what you were shown? We have wonderful reasoning abilities, and we can tell what works and what doesn't work, and what's mean and what's not mean, right? Just checking. You know, some parents don't even realize that your kids don't learn the most from what you tell them. They're learning from how you live in front of them, how you treat them, how you treat others, how you allow them to treat you, and how you treat them, how you talk about people when the kids aren't in the room. Yeah, they can still hear you. They have little radar ears. I think they're part bat. All of this becomes normal in a relationship. You kids grow up believing that this is the right way to treat people. And that's the scary part, because generally parents don't even realize they're teaching it. Ephesians 6:4, fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Kids are watching everything we do, everything. Not just how your partner treats you, your husband or your wife, how everyone treats you. If someone disrespects you and you accept it, your kids learn that disrespect is normal. For instance, name calling, rolling your eyes, telling someone they're worthless and lazy. Have you ever said that to your wife or your husband because you're just upset and you're angry? Bringing up something from one or the other's past and using it against them in an argument. Way not cool. Way not cool, because they trusted you with that bit of information that might have been super hard for them to even tell you. And if your kid sees that, they're going to think that they can't trust anybody. They can't trust you, because if mom told you that or dad told you that, and you're saying that out loud, using it in a fight, where's the trust? You know, and I'm not saying that you should start a fight over disrespect, but you could show your kids how to respect others and earn the respect and trust of others. You can totally let someone know that they're not being very nice when you're in a disagreement without being rude and disrespectful. You can agree to disagree, and that is not being disrespectful. It's respecting others' opinion. When I was a kid, it was nothing to go to somebody's house that didn't have the same opinion as you. My mom had gay friends. Oh, they were so cool. So cool, you know, and we'd go and have dinner and hang out, you know, and my grandparents had friends that were different politically minded people. They didn't think the same. Even my grandmother and grandfather voted different. One was a Republican, one was a Democrat, and they lived in the same house. But now everybody wants to fight and argue, and instead of having conversations, they just want to argue over things. Oh, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Anyway, oops, I'm going on a tangent, sorry. Nowhere in the Bible does it say to make enemies over those that you don't agree with. As a matter of fact, it says to love everyone regardless of their beliefs, whatever they are. Because if you think about it, that's between them and God. And it's not, you don't have to go stand before God and talk to God on their behalf. They have to go and answer to God. If you're friends with them, maybe something that you say will lead them to God. You don't have to go and preach. You can actually just do things, and people recognize the differences in people, because one person is just different and they can't explain why. Ephesians 4:29, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building up others. 1 Peter 3:7, treat them with respect. Another thing that I want to talk about, it's happened to me. If you lie and tell your kids not to say anything, just go along with it, nobody will ever know. You're teaching the kids it's okay to lie. It's okay to even hide the fact that you're lying. It's okay to cover it up. It's just a little lie, not a big deal. Honestly, it is a big deal. How do you expect your kids to be honest with you when you aren't even honest in your own life? And you just taught them lying's okay. So when they lie to you, don't be surprised. When they disrespect you, because you disrespect others, don't be surprised. If your home is full of yelling and insults, your kids is going to assume that that's what relationships are supposed to look like. And later in life, they will either accept the treatment or they will give the treatment, because that's what they saw growing up, and that's what they get used to. If you live in chaos, you seek chaos. If you live in calm and peace and quiet, you don't know how to deal with chaos. So you will avoid that at all costs. Now, I'm not saying that it happens that way every time, because I was raised in chaos, but I'm telling you, I will avoid confrontation and I will avoid chaos in any manner that I can. I will avoid it. So remember, in John 10:10, the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Listen, we all have our bad days, but when it gets out of control, stop, walk away, be aware, and hold yourself accountable for what you say and your actions. If you say it or do it, you have to own that. And I mean, you own it with your full chest, because you did it and you said it. And sometimes that's really hard to do. If you aren't proud of what you're saying or you're doing, don't do it. Something's wrong. The enemy doesn't want us to teach our children respect. He wants to rob our joy and theirs. He doesn't want us to live in peace. He wants turmoil and chaos. And if we don't teach our kids, somebody else will. And most of the time, it's not going to be what we want them to learn. If a child grows up watching their mom accept disrespect and accept abuse from men, that child may grow up thinking maybe that's just how relationships are. If a son grows up watching his father talk down to his mother and abuse his mother physically, he may grow up thinking, I guess that's the way men are supposed to treat women. Kids don't learn relationship standards from lectures. They learn relationship standards by watching their parents live. Did you ever get the talk? You're older. You have to set an example for your brothers and sisters and your cousins. Well, now you're a parent and you have to set the example for your kids. You have to lead by example. Ephesians 5:1-2. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love. Children learn what love looks like by watching it, or watching lack of it. So I really hope that this helped somebody. And if it did, please drop me some comments. God bless. And remember, love always wins. And I'm just praying for you. I'm praying for your children. I've learned so many lessons in my life. I've made so many mistakes. I mean, as you follow me, you're going to learn how many mistakes I made with my kids. I got lucky with one of them. The other two, let's just say it's not over yet. And it's up to God. God's will. God's will be done. God's will be done. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you next time on Built from a Broken Life. And this is Kim signing off. See you guys later. Bye.